We are here with Nicole Lietz. She is one of our legal assistants at Resch, Phillips and Graham. She's been with us for a little over a year now, but many of us here in the office have known Nicole before her time at RRPG. She has been a neighbor and just a community friend, and through schools we've really gotten to know her well, so we are very happy to have her on our team.
Happy to be here.
Good. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and so we have invited Nicole to say a few words about diabetes. And Nicole, can you share with us why we picked you for this topic?
Well, you picked me because I happen to have a child who suffers from type 1 diabetes. His name is Owen Lietz, and this is a chronic illness that impacts roughly 5 to 10% of the diabetic population is type 1 diabetes. The remaining is type 2 diabetes. The treatment, however, is quite different.
Do you want to describe that a little bit and how that affects Owen in your life?
Absolutely. In type 1 diabetes, the pancreas no longer functions as an organ. So his family is the substitute pancreas by giving him the much needed insulin shots every time he consumes food. Type 2 diabetes, diet and exercise can assist them with delaying damage to their internal systems. They do not require insulin shots. Type 1 diabetics, this disease can be fatal if not kept in control and given the attention it deserves and needs by both parents, by the school system, whatever environment the type 1 diabetic is in.
That's very helpful to know. Thanks for describing that. Actually, when was Owen diagnosed?
Owen was diagnosed February 10th of 2017. So we kind of think of our lives a little bit as the pre-diabetes diagnosis and the post-diabetes diagnosis, because our lifestyle has changed quite a bit. We have become used to counting carbs for every meal and trying to teach Owen how to count carbs and try to have him gain some independence. He is now 12 years old, and as we work towards him turning 18, as a parent, it's very frightening to think of him out in the world on his own without the support of mom and dad.
Exactly. I mean, events like going to school every day or maybe attending a summer camp are not taken very lightly in your household, I assume.
No, they are not. We really need to be assured that there is a qualified medical person who is able to take care of Owen should he not be able to take care of himself. Type 1 diabetics can get into a situation where their blood sugar goes too low, and it compromises their ability to think and to communicate with others that they are not feeling well, and they could go into a diabetic coma, the consequences of which do include death.
Okay. So other than having a medical support person represented there at those different locations when you guys are not available, what else needs to be done? What kind of accommodations are needed for Owen?
So we have had to be big proponents at the school system and request additions to his IEP. Owen is also on the Autism Spectrum, and the chances of Owen having both type 1 diabetes and being on the spectrum is 1 in 20,600.
Wow.
So you can imagine that we need to take great care and pains that the teachers understand the signs and symptoms of type 1 low blood sugar as well as high blood sugar, and how they can look very similar to autism spectrum disorder behavior outbursts or refusals. So we have to give some direct instruction with those teachers. We provide assistance to them at any time, and in fact, I never go anywhere without this. This is my phone, the bat phone, and I'm always open and available for calls should there be an emergency.
Talk to me a little bit about what you have learned, maybe the biggest thing that you've learned from working here at Resch, Phillips and Graham. How has working here impacted you?
So what I do here at the office in assisting with estate administration and guardianships, it has given me a big glimpse into planning for your loved ones, and knowing that while it may seem painful now to sit down and write to the excruciating detail what we want for our loved ones, I have seen how important that is should something happen, but also the relief that you can get knowing that you have put everything to paper that you should. And in Owen's situation, should my spouse and I pass away together, we need a family member to hit the ground running. And the roadmap has been a great tool for us to list the 7 prescriptions, list the physicians that we see continuously, list the frequency, because if we didn't have that written somewhere, I'm afraid they would have such delays in gaining that information that Owen's health would be compromised.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what is in front of you here. We've got a t-shirt, a hat. What are you doing as a family for diabetes awareness and to help with the cause?
And again, diabetes awareness is celebrated in the month of November because Frederick Banting, the inventor of insulin, his birthday happens to be in November. So that's why November is selected as diabetes awareness. 1924 was the invention of insulin, and I'm so very thankful, but I'm hopeful at the same time that we, in another 100 years, that we're not even talking about diabetes potentially. But in front of me, I have a picture of Owen, who again was diagnosed at age 10. I also have some paraphernalia from his walking team. His team's name is Owen's Army, and we wear these items out in public in the hopes of sparking conversation, because it appears from what I have seen that type 1 does not have the same knowledge base among people. They hear diabetes and they think it's just diabetes, but there is type 1 and type 2, and one can be very life-threatening. So as a family, we walk on an annual basis and try to help funds to raise support for Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. So we do that annually, and also we provide shirts to our team members, and we encourage them to also wear that out in the public. And you would be amazed how many questions. For example, my husband has gone to China, gone to India, and has received questions about what the shirt means. And we're more than happy to provide some additional information and awareness.
Well, thank you so much for all that you're doing for the cause. You are a wonderful advocate for diabetes awareness, and we are thankful that you shared this message with us today.
Thank you very much.